And we are on a mission. Our mission is to make this world a healthier and a happier place. We want to do two things. These are the two things we can help you with. We want to end this trend of chronic disease, number one. And just as importantly is we want to end this trend of financial stress. And those are the two areas that I'm going to be really dialing in to this afternoon, this evening. And over the last 60 odd years, we've built this global NeoLife family. And we truly are on a mission to make this world a healthier and a happier place. And just to share my story with you, I grew up as a NeoLife baby. My parents became NeoLife distributors 48 or 49 years ago. They were newly married, and financially they were ambitious and looking for an opportunity. And somebody said to them, hey, how would you like to earn some extra money? And for an ambitious young couple, that's a silly question, right? And they were invited to a NeoLife presentation, similar to this, but in a physical meeting back in those days. And they listened to somebody talk about the product, and they said, wow, that product sounds amazing. We need to get onto that product. They listened to a man talk about the opportunity. They didn't fully understand how it worked. So you don't have to get it all tonight. That's what I want to communicate to you. But they left that meeting that evening saying, if NeoLife can do half of what that man says it can do for our financial future, we have to give it a go. And so effectively what they did 49 years ago is they took a step of faith. What is faith? Faith is believing in something that you haven't yet seen. And every single success story throughout the history of time started with a human being having the faith and the courage within themselves to take that step of faith. And so if you are new on this call tonight, you are in the right place. And so I grew up with this business. That's where a lot of my passion comes from, because I've seen where it took my family from where we were as a kid to where we are today. It's given us generations of magnificent health. In fact, my 3 children are 3rd generation on the NeoLife products. But even more than that, it has changed the McDermid financial future for generations to come. And like most of us, going through school and universities, we are taught to study hard, to get a good education, to go out and find a good job, which is what I did. But I realized that nobody really creates success working for somebody else, working in the corporate world. And I really had the benefit of growing up in this NeoLife entrepreneurial family, where I saw my parents not only make a lot of money, but more important than that, they loved what they did. And I grew up watching them just make a positive difference in the lives of other people, whether it was a Monday morning or Friday afternoon. They just loved what they did. And I thought that was life for everybody. But when I got to spend time in the investment banking industry, the industry that I worked in, I realized that that is quite unique. To be able to make an income, but take it a step further, make an impact and find purpose and passion in what you do, that just takes life to a whole new meaning and a whole nother level. And so I was living this quiet life of desperation, because yes, I was making a good income, but I was experiencing none of that purpose and passion that I witnessed growing up. And so I made the decision to become a NeoLife distributor. And I made that decision. And what attracted me to NeoLife is I believe I could fulfill my purpose and my calling in life through this opportunity. But even more so is I wanted to become an entrepreneur. And NeoLife gave me the opportunity to build my NeoLife business part-time. So while I continued working for Citigroup, Citibank, and the Royal Bank of Scotland in the city of London, I could quietly build my NeoLife business up on the sideline until my NeoLife business could replace my full-time income, and I could step fully into my NeoLife business and the world of entrepreneurship. So that's my story, and I'm married to my wonderful wife, Tanya. I have 3 kids. And so right now, today, I am a NeoLife distributor, but I also play a role with the company in the capacity of Vice President of Field Development for NeoLife Southern Africa. So let's get stuck into it. So I mentioned there's 2 things we're going to focus on, one on health and one on opportunity and entrepreneurship. So let's just create the need. We're living in in a world with more science, more technology, more pharmaceutical medication, more everything. So why are people sicker today than they ever have been before? And the Lord has given us amazing bodies that are designed to live with health, vitality, energy, bodies that are designed to heal themselves, renew themselves, protect themselves. But here's the deal. we need to put the right things into our bodies for our bodies to achieve that level of health. And it's called the health and wellness industry. It's been growing for a number of years. People are looking to prevent chronic disease. Your prevention is better than cure every time. People are looking to live healthier, happier lives. People are looking to perform better in, everything in life is better when you have your health. And if there's one message you take away with you this evening, is don't wait for that sledgehammer to hit you over the back of the head before you sit up and pay attention to what is going on with your health and your body. And so how can NeoLife help you take this journey? Here we have a what we call the healthy food triangle. And this isn't NeoLife, this is the latest nutritional science, what we should be eating in our diets on a daily basis. Obviously, we need to be getting exercise. Our bodies are designed to move. So make sure you are getting exercise daily, or at least 4 or 5 times a week. Our bodies, then our diet should consist mainly of whole grain foods, followed by fruits and vegetables, followed by proteins, and fats and sugars should be consumed the least. Okay, that's what it should look like. Now, what is the reality for most of us? And you're probably going to relate to this. Our modern day diets, and it's not our fault, it's our lifestyles and the processed foods that are available to us, consist mainly of processed fats and sugars. The protein quality we get is not very good anymore. We're not eating enough fruits and vegetables, and whole grains, which have been a part of the human food chain since the very beginning, we're not getting enough of the lipid and sterile oils that we find in our whole grain foods. And so an interesting study that was released in 2019, it said a bad diet is 3 times more dangerous than smoking. And the way they quantified it is smoking is killing about 5 million people a year. A bad diet is killing up to 15 million people every single year. And they put it down to 3 key factors. And it wasn't so much all the bad things that people are eating. It was more the lack of good nutrients that we are missing in our diet that were causing all these diet-related deaths, 15 million of them. And there are top 3 factors for diet-related deaths. Number 1, lack of whole grains and whole grain oils. Number 2, a lack of fruits and vegetables. And number 3 was a lack of omega-3 oils. So if we fix that problem, we have solved the solution. And so I'm just going to talk to you about one product this evening, just one product this evening. We have a whole product line that will cover this entire healthy eating triangle, but I'm just going to zone in on the whole grain oils tonight. Now, whole grain oils have been a staple of the human food chain for many, many years. They give us many different food factors, from fiber to some minerals to some proteins. But the real thing that we're talking about here is in our whole grain foods, we find they're good oils or good fats known as lipids and sterols. And so we eat these grain oils and these grain foods, and our bodies absorb these grain oils, and these grain oils are absorbed into the cell membrane. Okay, so that's a little picture of a cell membrane. Now, what is a cell? Your body is made up of trillions and trillions of tiny little cells. At conception, a single cell splits into 2. 2 cells make 4, make 8. That's how a baby grows to a teenager, to a fully grown adult. And right now, within 5 to 7 years from now, your body would have replaced every single cell that you currently have in your body. So it's the point I'm trying to make. It's very important that we keep these cells nice and healthy, because the bottom line is we are only as healthy as our cells, and we call it cellular nutrition. And we need to put a big focus on cellular nutrition and the health of your cells. And so every one of your cells has a little membrane. Okay, so you've got skin cells, heart cells, brain cells, your organs we have a bunch of cells that are stuck together. And every single one of these trillions and trillions of cells has a little membrane, this dark green circle. And this membrane consists of the grain oils that we get from our grain foods. So we eat the grain foods, the grain oils are absorbed into the cell membrane, and they keep the cell membrane nice and soft and permeable. Why is that important? Because when the cell membrane is soft, permeable, and healthy, nutrients from the foods we eat can permeate through that cell membrane. They convert it into energy. That cell can do its job. Every cell has a little job to do. And then there's toxins and waste byproduct that is produced, and those toxins can be released from the cell. That's how the cell works. It's like a motor car, petrol in, energy, toxins out, right? And so that is how the cell works. But now we are not getting enough grain oils in our diet. And that is because of a number of reasons. We process our foods. Think of a loaf of bread. When last did you see a really moldy loaf of bread? We process bread, we remove the grain oils to extend the shelf life. A bag of rice can sit in your kitchen for weeks, months. The food companies remove the oils to prolong the shelf life. And so our diets are naturally, our modern day diets are naturally deficient in these grain oils. And so our bodies are very creative. Our bodies have no problem, and they go to the next available source of fats, which are the bad processed fats that we're eating. Abundant in the modern day diet. Take a piece of meat, cook a piece of meat in a pan, leave that pan out overnight. What happens to that fat? That fat solidifies. That's a bad fat. It goes white and hard and solidifies. So now what happens is we have a bunch of those bad fats that are populating and living in our cell membranes. And these cell membranes become hard and impermeable. So nutrients that get passed around, transferred through the body by the bloodstream, are not able to permeate into that cell membrane. The toxins are no longer able to get out of that cell effectively. The first thing that happens is we stop processing nutrients efficiently, and we start to feel a little bit tired and lethargic. Many other things knock on from there. Once the toxins start building up in that unhealthy cell, that cell becomes a sick cell. And now that cell is going to replicate itself, whether you like it or not, and it's either going to replicate itself in a healthy or unhealthy fashion. And so one unhealthy cell will make another one. 2 will make 4, 4 will make 8, 8 will make 16. And before you know it, you have a health challenge. So how do we fix this problem? Okay, we've got a very specific product that dials in and focuses solely on this issue. And we call it Tre-en-en grain concentrates. It's the world's first, and still to this day, only whole grain oil supplement on the market. To make this little bottle you see on your screen, we use 58 kilograms of raw organic grain foods. So we take those grain foods. We're not interested in all the other nutrient factors. We are only interested in the grain oils. So we extract those grain oils in a nitrogen environment, so those oils are not oxidized in any way. We put into a capsule, and so every day you can take 1 or 2 or up to 3 of these little capsules, and you can plug that dietary gap. Now, on the one hand, if you have a gap, if you have this dietary gap exposure over time, you're going to run into health challenges. On the other hand, if you are able to plug this whole grain gap with a product like Tre-en-en, there are a number of benefits. Number one, you're going to more than double your nutrient utilization efficiency from the food you eat. What do I mean by that? If you're eating a healthy plate of food, your body is going to more than double the amount of nutrition that it actually absorbs into your cells and can use for energy and for all your other processes that go on in the body. You will more than double your glandular activity. Glandular activity is your hormonal activity. And so on either end of the spectrum, from children to the elderly and everything in between, you want your hormones to be operating at as best they can. There's so many hormonal mediated health challenges going on right now. Just get your hormones working right. You're going to feel better, and long-term benefits are going to be massive. And so there are so many major benefits to a product like Tre-en-en, and we call it the non-negotiable. I believe every single person needs to be on Tre-en-en because you're going to maximize the benefit of all the other foods and nutrients that you eat in your diet or that you supplement with. Okay, so that product, that Tre-en-en product is a product that I'm going to really build this opportunity around. We have a range of 96 products. We have nutrition as our core range, and nutrition that targets every area of this food triangle. We have kids nutrition. We have sharp mind nutrition. We have male, female nutrition. We have heart health. We have immunity nutrition. We have bone and joint health. So we got all the nutrition that you need. We have the most amazing organic skincare range, end-to-end organic skincare range called Nutrients Organic. And then we have an incredible home care range. And so we have many, many products, but we're just going to focus on this bottle of Tre-en-en tonight. And over the next 10, 15 minutes, I'm going to show you over the next 6 months, you can be earning 10,000 Rand to 15,000 Rand extra per month just from this product. And over the next 12 months, you could take that up to 30 to 50,000 Rand if you really applied this business model. So that is how we take care of the health crisis that's been going on. But let's just focus for a second on the financial crisis that we are facing in today's world. And I don't know if you've noticed, but the cost of living has gone up. My wife Tanya walked in to the house about an hour ago with one bag from Pick n Pay, just one bag of groceries. And what she said to me is, can you believe it? This little bag cost me 600 Rand. That was one bag. The cost of petrol is probably at its highest point it's ever been. The cost of living is rising faster than most people's incomes. And that's a challenge, because if FNB released a study saying that 57% of middle income South Africans, those are people that are doing okay, are spending the entire salary within 5 days of getting paid. 5 days. So they get paid within 5 days, they've spent the entire salary. No wonder we are facing this debt crisis in most households today. Unemployment is probably at the highest level it's ever been. I was approached by an organization called SA Youth at the end of last year, and they are a non-profit organization, and they are mandated to go and help young people in South Africa find jobs. And they were puzzling. They didn't know what to do, because they are predicted that there are 7 million South Africans currently seeking employment. That doesn't take into account all the ones that have given up. These are actively sending out CVs seeking employment. They estimated that in 2022, there'd be 300,000 jobs created. And so there is a challenge. The economy is in a very, very tough space. And so I don't believe a job is the solution. There aren't enough jobs. I truly believe that entrepreneurship is the answer to so many of the challenges that South Africans are facing right now. We all know that saying, you give a man a fish, he eats for a day, or you teach him how to fish and he's going to eat for life, right? That is what entrepreneurship is all about. And 3 out of 5 South Africans right now have a side hustle going on, a sideline business. 3 out of 5 South Africans. And so it's not uncommon for people to be working a part-time business in the current economic climate that we're living in. But here's the challenge. For most people, entrepreneurship is not accessible. For starters, you need to have a good product or a good service. You need to have capital. Right now, on average, you'll need 780,000 Rand. 780,000 Rand, that's about 50,000 US dollars to survive the first 12 months in business if you're starting out in a new business. And that immediately takes entrepreneurship off the table for so many South Africans and so many people around Africa. And that is what we're passionate about. At NeoLife, we have a goal to empower people into business for themselves, but not by themselves. We want to, if you're a guest on the call tonight, we want to help you start a business that has a very low point of entry financially. It has huge possibilities, but there's zero risk. We give you the product line that has been succeeding for the last 60 odd years. We give you all the technology that you need to run a successful business in the modern world, a website, a mobile phone app that you can manage, and you can make sales and sign up new distributors in over 50 countries around the world from the palm of your hand on your cell phone. We give you the training, the support, the guidance. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And we run our business by a set of values. And the first value is absolute integrity in everything we say and do. We expect that from the people making our product. We expect the scientists. We expect that from ourselves as a company. We expect that from our NeoLife distributors. So another one of our values is a free and fair opportunity for all, no matter your age, your race, your background, or your past experience, or your education. We will give you access to the same product line, the same compensation plan. And so if you're on this call tonight and maybe you are excited about the future, but you just don't know how to get from where you are to where you want to be, I want you to lean into this call a little bit. Maybe you aren't excited about the future. You want to be, but you're more fearful about the future. You're staying up at night because you have bills to pay that you're struggling to meet. You have kids to educate. You have mortgages or bonds to pay. You have family holidays to take. You have a retirement that you got to set yourself up for. Maybe you are, maybe your job is in the balance right now. Or maybe you're on this call and you have goals, you have hopes, you have dreams, you have a young family. You've got educated, but you've gone into this world of unemployment and you just don't know. You have the drive, you have the ambition, but you just don't know how to get from where you are to where you want to be. I'm going to show you a simple system, a system that helped me get out of the investment banking world, a system that helped me, my parents change their lives around. And just looking around at the people on this call, we have Lynn Banks, we have Antoinette Zeely, we have Bonnie Lindsay, people who have completely changed their life through the system that I'm going to show you. So how does it work? So the key word here is work. We are not selling magic beans, we are selling a business opportunity. And that means you're going to have to do some work. You're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. You know, there's a little saying, if you keep on doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you've got. If you want to get something different, you're going to have to learn how to do something different. Okay. And we call your job the 3 daily success habits. Keep it super simple. Anybody can do it. Your life is defined by your habits. Do you know your life is either moving forward or it's moving backwards? Your health is either improving or it's not. Your relationships, they're either improving or they're not. Your bank balance is either improving or it's not. Nothing stands still. But what determines if your life is going forward or backwards? Your daily habits, the things that you're doing on a daily basis. You have positive habits, you have negative habits. Here's 3 positive habits that will help you succeed in the NeoLife business. The first habit is we want you to use the product. Hey, we want you to become a product of the product, but let's keep it super simple. There's one product right now I want you to use, Tre-en-en, the one I just spoke about. I gave you some of the facts and figures about Tre-en-en, but I want that information to go from your head to your heart. I want you to feel more energized. I want your skin to start glowing. I want you to start achieving personal bests on your park runs or your morning rides. I want you to start really living your best life through great nutrition, and it starts with Tre-en-en. As you grow in the business, you start adding other products because we have a complete product line. And right now you go and buy our types of products from the retail stores, and we will teach you how to replace those products through your business. We'll teach you how to save money, and we're going to teach you how to use a far superior product. Okay, so you become a product of the products by using the product. The second thing is we want you to share the product and the opportunity. That is the gateway skill to success. The third thing is personal development. We are in the business of adding value into the lives of other people, but to add value into somebody else's life, you have to become more valuable. And so we place a big focus on personal growth. How you change is how you succeed. And so it all starts with you. The most important person on the call tonight is you. And if you're a guest, what I suggest you do is you link up with this company called NeoLife. You don't work for NeoLife, you become an independent NeoLife distributor. NeoLife is your business partner. They take they do the legwork. They take the legwork out of entrepreneurship. They do the research development of the product. They provide you with the technology. They provide you with a compensation plan. They provide you with support, with training, the logistics system. Everything is taken care of so you can get out and follow the system and build a business. And the first thing we do is use the product, as I just mentioned. Step 2, share the product with other people. Now, the goal here is not to run around your town or your neighborhood or your city telling everybody that Tre-en-en is the best product on the planet, and nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to be sold things. But we are in the needs-based business. And so we build relationships. Right now, you know people that are exhausted. By 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they are exhausted and they want to find a solution. Hey, that's a perfect candidate to talk to about your product. Right now, we know people that are have health goals they want to achieve or health challenges they want to achieve. Hey, they are perfect people, prospects to talk to about your product line. And so in this example, I'm going to say you are going to use 1 bottle of Tre-en-en, and over the course of the next 4 weeks, within the month, you're going to find 7 customers. Now, we're not going to throw you out there and say, go and find 7 customers. Your sponsor will work with you. We'll help you tell the Tre-en-en story. We'll help you do product talks. We'll show you where the tools and the resources are in your back office on your website that will help you find these customers. And so if you're using a bottle of Pro Vitality and you have, of Tre-en-en, and you have 7 customers using Tre-en-en, your business will do 250 points. Okay, don't get too caught up in the points, but we gauge the size of somebody's business based on point value. So 8 bottles of Tre-en-en will give you 250 points. And so here you're going to make some retail profit, and we are going to pay you a little NeoLife bonus at the end of month 1. And that will be in the region of about 750 Rand. Okay, so not a lot of money, but hey, you're 750 Rand in the green. You've made profit in your first month. Incidentally, it's taking the average business 5 years before they actually even break even and make profit. That is if they survive in business for 5 years. So step 3, share the opportunity with other people. And we don't run around your neighborhood telling everybody that you have the best business in this world, because nobody's going to listen to that. We reach out and we build relationships with people. We ask them questions. We uncover their needs. And if somebody has a need for your product, we talk about the product. But in today's climate, you're going to come across so many people, whether it's a friend, a relative, or neighbor, that has a need to make more money. That's the bottom line. Maybe your friend over here, his company is going through a retrenchment program, and he is on the firing line and he needs an opportunity quick. Maybe you have a relative and they're working as hard as they know how, but the month seems to last longer than their salary, and they've got to find a way to add another income stream to their household. Hey, you've got the perfect part-time opportunity. Maybe you have a neighbor over here who is educated, and they have been searching for employment for the last year or 2, and they just realized that finding a job is not the solution. They need to become an entrepreneur. Or maybe your neighbor is somebody who is coming to the end of their work life, and all of a sudden they've realized that they don't have enough money to get them through retirement years. They need to supplement their pension plan. So we have all these different needs. And so we reach out to them and we say, hey friend, I've got something which is going to help you plug that income deficit. Hey neighbor, I've got something that's going to help you fund your pension for the years to come, whatever it may be. And you sit down and you present the NeoLife opportunity to them. You do it with your sponsor in the beginning. And so go out and find 3 distributors just like you who join your NeoLife organization team. And we teach them to duplicate the system. So number 1, we teach them to use the product. Use 1 bottle of Tre-en-en. We work with them and we help them find their 7 Tre-en-en customers, so they each have a business doing 250 points. So now your business does 1,000 points, 250, 500, 750, 1,000 points. You're now what we call a senior manager. As a senior manager, you're going to make your retail profits on a monthly basis. Now remember, your 7 customers, they're going to be repeat monthly customers. And so any new customers will actually compound onto these figures. You're going to get paid a bigger bonus, a 10% bonus on all the business that has gone on in your organization, and you get access to other incentives, which I won't go into right now. And so let's call this month 2, you're going to have an extra income of 1,800 Rand, just under 2,000 Rand. Not a lot of money, but what I'm trying to communicate here is you have just found a way to start making money. And that's what everybody needs right now. How can we make more money? Step 4 or 5, duplicate yourself. Work with your friend, your relative, and your neighbor, and help them to find their 3 distributors. So nothing magical going on. We're just duplicating the system. Their 3 distributors do the 3 daily success habits. They use the product, a Tre-en-en each. They find their 7 customers. And so your 3 distributors are now doing 1,000 points just like you. And you have a 4,000 point business, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 points. You're now what we call a director. As a director, you're going to earn your retail profits as you do every month, but you're going to get paid maximum sales volume bonus, and you unlock the next area of our income, which is leadership development bonus. We'll teach you these things as you go along. You get some major incentives. You can earn yourself an extra 17,000 Rand a year just in incentives. You get to invited to attend our leadership school trainings, which will help you take your business to the next level. And as a director, you're going to earn yourself an extra 10,000 Rand per month. Okay, would that help you? That's 120,000 Rand a year extra over and above what you're currently earning. And that 10,000 Rand a month, how long should that take you? I'm going to challenge you. If you're new on this call tonight, do it in 6 months. Roll up your sleeves, get uncomfortable, and do this in 6 months. I had a call, somebody in a call last night who did it in 3 months. Then you duplicate yourself. You work with your friend, your relative, your neighbor, and you help them become a director just like you. So you just duplicate the system. You now are what we call a world team member. As a world team member, you get invited to join us in a luxury destination every year around the world. Next year, we're going to Turkey. You access some incredible step-up bonuses and incentives and travel incentives. But here's the big thing. As a world team member, you're going to make yourself an extra 15, call it 20 to 50,000 Rand per month. 15 to 50,000 Rand per month as a world team member. How long will that take you? Let's do it in a year. Would that income make a difference to your life if you went out and did this in a year? Maybe it doesn't take you a year. Maybe it takes you 2 years, 3 years. Would 50,000 Rand a month be impacting your life positively over the next 1 to 3 years? And let's think big for a second. You're a director and you have your 3 directors, but you go and create another 3 directors. So you have 6 directors in your organization. You step up and you become a president's team member. I'm not even going to go into the plus benefits on that, but your income will be 90 to 110,000 Rand per month. Every single month is consistent as gravity. If you qualify as a president's team member, you'll be earning about 100,000 Rand a month plus. And that can grow a lot bigger from there if you work it. And so just over the fullness of time, what would happen if you went out and became a president's team over the next 5 years? Would that impact you? Would that impact your family? You can grow an organization that when you get old or decide to step off the perch, you can transfer that organization down to your children, to your grandchildren, down to your great-grandchildren. And so there's this magnificent opportunity to create family financial wealth through this NeoLife opportunity. And just to go into the personal development thing, in this life we change, and it's so important that we keep growing. And so often in life we live our life in this comfort zone. And the message I want to give you tonight is nothing good ever happens in that comfort zone. Everything that you don't yet have, everything that you want, you'll access it when you step out of your comfort zone. And in this business, you're going to experience some disappointment. You might experience some rejection. I tell you these things because it is the reality and I want to prepare you for it. And you have a choice. You have a choice to put your future in the hands of other people's opinions. But here's the downside. Other people's opinions won't pay your bills. Other people's opinions won't pay for your next family holiday or for your kids' education. As an entrepreneur, you have to grow mentally. You're going to have to become a little bit more resilient. You're going to have to become creative in your thinking. You will hit a roadblock every now and again, and you're going to have to figure out a way how to overcome it. You're going to have to become more valuable so you can add value into the lives of other people. And that is a very, very special journey, that personal development journey. And so the 3 daily success habits: use the product, share the product and the opportunity, and become the best version of yourself through personal development. And I'll just share 2 quick stories with you. We have a wonderful member of the Vision Life family, Dr. Barry Bland, who I so often talk about. Sorry, that's my bird in the background. He's joining the call. And his wife joined this business on a part-time basis. And he was not interested. As a specialist anesthetist, he was not interested in nutrition. He was not interested in a part-time business. And so he said to his wife, Pat, okay, work the business if you want, but leave me out of it. Just leave me out of it. Within 2 years, Pat's little part-time NeoLife business was more than doubling his full-time anesthetics income. He has been full-time in this business ever since. On the other end of the scale, we have this couple, Jacob and Elizabeth. They finished their education. They dropped out of school at the ages of 10 and 11 because their parents could not afford to send them to school. Last month, they were in the top 5 earners in our business in this country, and everything in between. We will offer you the same compensation plan, the same product line, the same support, the same training. If you want to do it, it is up to you. We can't succeed for you, but we will take this journey with you. But success is accessible to everybody through NeoLife. And so how do you get started? This is the kit I recommend, the Tre-en-en kit, because we've been talking about Tre-en-en all night. To get started in this business, it's going to cost you 760 Rand. 760 Rand. You don't even buy a pair of shoes for that price today. For that 760 Rand, you're going to get 2 bottles of Tre-en-en, one for you to use and one for you to sell. Go and make your first profit, find your first customer. You're going to get a literature kit full of the training material that you need to get activated in this business. You're going to get your mobile phone app. You're going to get your Team NeoLife app, and you're going to get your very own personalized distributor website where people can purchase product and you can function in the e-commerce world. And so, and a little challenge to you for the guests on the call tonight. If you make a decision to join us tonight, actually, I'll say if you make a decision and commit to joining us before the end of this week, please will your sponsor just give me a shout out, and I'm very happy to incentivize you to make a decision, to take that step of faith. Decision makers are money makers. Take that step of faith, and if you do that before the end of the week, I will throw in a little bottle of Body Love just to say welcome to the team, try another product of our range. So guys, that is the NeoLife opportunity meeting and just one of our products. You may have questions, and that is okay. What I'd like you to do is to get back to the person who got you onto this call this evening and get your questions answered. I most certainly want you to be in a position this evening to make an informed decision. And what is that decision? That decision is, yes, I want to do this. I can see the possibilities. The decision is, no, I'm not interested. Yeah, those are 2 decisions. Don't leave it hanging in the balance. So often people say, yes, I want to do something, but I'm going to think about it. They think about it, they think about it, they forget about it. Or they say, I don't have time. Time is the best kept secret of the rich. If time is your excuse, you'll never move forward in life. We all have 24 hours in a day. As an entrepreneur, you need to figure out how can you overcome that challenge. I know we're busy, but we have to make a plan. People say, well, I don't have the money. That's okay. I understand things are tight. Let me share a quick story with you of a man called Moses Klanego, one of our president's team members in Ghana. He saw this opportunity. He saw the possibilities. He got so excited. He's a pastor. He didn't have the money, but he had 3 pairs of pants and an old TV set. He went and sold his old TV. He sold 2 pairs of his pants to raise the capital to become a NeoLife distributor. Today, he's a multimillionaire through this business, through that decision. And the third thing people say is, Drew, that sounds great, but I'm going to go ahead and think about it. They think about it, they think about it, they forget about it. That is devastating. We're already halfway through this year. We're talking about our kickoff events in 2023. Where will your life be this time next year? Make a decision. Join us, or no, that's no problem, or become a customer. But if you decide to become part of this NeoLife family, we will embrace you. And I'm excited because over the last 50 years in South Africa, we've made a positive difference. But let me tell you this, we are just getting started. There are so many people that need access to a product line. There's so many people that are desperate for an opportunity like ours, but they've never heard the name NeoLife before. And as a NeoLife family, we are rolling up our sleeves and we are getting busy and we're getting out there because we know we measure our success. We use the yardstick of what impact will we make on the lives of other people? And so we'd love to welcome you into this family and have you part of this team that makes an impact, but at the same time, make you and your family an incredible income and get as healthy as you possibly can be. So guys, good night. Thank you for